Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be sharing some masking tape tips with you. I've talked about this a bunch of times and I also have a blog post on the matter, but I thought if anything deserves its own video, it is this. So let's get started. I hope you like it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is masking tape. So don't buy the cheapest you can find. It is never any use, but I do encourage you to try different brands. I personally like the delicate Frogtape and the Deltec. So there's a bunch of other brands. Also I like Indasa, I think you buy them from Crown Paints. They're really good, and Deltec tape. My second tip when using masking tape is to work off of a grid like I'm doing here. You can see I drew a grid in pencil of just different squares, and it makes it a lot easier placing down your tape. The next tip I will give you is to use a sharp knife if you're cutting your tape. So here you can see I'm making little triangles and then cutting off the tape I don't need. So I'm using a very sharp scalpel, not a blunt blade, because then you won't get the sharp edges that you want. The next tip, and it's probably the most common one that people get wrong and the easiest to do, is to press down all of the tape. So all of the edges of the tape when you first put them on, they're not properly pressed down into the wood, and this is how you get bleeds. So just rub your finger along it. You'll actually notice that the tape looks different, like it goes more translucent once you've pressed it down. So yeah, this is a really important step, one not to be missed. Then once you've pressed it down, you should be able to avoid bleeding, but just make sure you use a roller and super thin layers of paint and build it up, as this will stop it from leaking underneath the tape. When it comes to working with a surface that is a lot more bumpy than this, I would seal the background using the background colour. So say you were doing a piece and it was all black and you were doing white stripes on it. So if you were painting the piece all black first, for instance, then you lay down your stripes with the masking tape. If you then go over the masking tape with the black before applying the white, anything that leaks underneath will be the background colour and you'll get super crisp stripes. I do not have an example of this to show you right now, but you can find more detail on my blog if that doesn't make sense. Also, if you have a look at Banyan Bridges, at Banyan Bridges on Instagram, she will show you this technique. This is something I got from her page. My next tip is for creating circles with masking tape. So get yourself a plate or a bowl to draw around the size of the circle you want to mask up. Then just apply masking tape where you've drawn the circle. You can see I've done that here. Then pop your plate back down on, you can see where you've drawn on it underneath the tape. As long as you press it down fully, it'll be translucent. And then just cut along that line and you'll get the perfect stencil for your circle. This is another tip that I wish I had when I first started out. So I didn't realize you can actually tape on top of previously painted surfaces, but you should always try and use a delicate tape. So in this case, the green tape here is the normal frog tape, and I shouldn't have been using it here. This is when I first started. It's a very old piece. And yeah, so you use a delicate frog tape. You wait until the underneath layer is completely dry before you tape on top of it. So you can bring shapes right up to the edge of the next shape, that's no problem. You can cover them with paint, but you have to wait until they're completely dry. Otherwise, when you remove the tape, it will come off with it. And as I said, the more delicate tape, the better. I really like Deltec tape, the purple one, for this type of stuff. It's just super delicate. You have to really press it down so that there's no bleeds, but I just find that it doesn't take off the paint underneath then. So you've come to the end and you are done painting and you're ready to remove the tape and you make a mess of it. This is me so many times, so let me help you out with this. When it comes to removing the tape of a complex design such as this one, I remove it when it's dry, because otherwise my hands will get all painty and I will get paint on the wood itself. So I remove it when it's dry, I remove it very slowly, and I remove it at an angle. You don't want to be super far away from the piece either. You want to be peeling close to the piece. So if your design is big, make sure when you're removing the tape that you're going along with it, if that makes sense. When you're working with stripes, you should be removing the tape while the paint is wet, and you should be doing it very slowly and close to the piece like I'm doing here, and just keeping close to the piece to ensure a smooth stripe. I hope you found those tips helpful. For now, I'm going to leave you with some footage of me doing some wall hangings that I did at the end of last year, and just a lot of tape peeling. So I hope you like it, and make sure you tune in next week. And if you've any questions, pop them in the comments below. I know people are quite daunted by masking tape and they get a lot of bleeds and stuff like that, but it's just knowing what to do. It's not that you're not good at it or anything like that. Literally anyone can do it without getting any bleeds. It's just following the steps and making sure you're well prepped and you have the right tape, which is really, really important. So drop your favorite masking tape below. Any questions at all, any masking tape you think I should try out, let me know. I would love to know. If you'd like to talk about any other specific techniques, give me a shout. I know I've covered a lot of stuff on here already, but I'm always looking for new ideas, so would love to help you guys out. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.